Well, welcome to this session. Today I'm going to continue about control structures. So another control structure in selection is switch, right? So for switch, what we need to do and what we are going to do is that we want to check the value of a special variable and see that value, what is the value of that variable, what can be the value of that variable, and check that value with different values. And if we find a match, then special statement, actually the related statement, will be executed. So there is one point here that you need to keep in mind is that for each case, the label needs to be in the types of char, byte, short, or int. So let's see. Here, as you see, that's the syntax format for switch. So you will write down switch expression, opening braces, and inside that each case constant, right? And then the related statement, and so on. And default, if any of the mentioned cases is not the case, right, is not the actual value, then default will be executed. So that's the syntax for switch that you need to keep in mind. So in the next slides, we will see some actual examples about switch. So let's see one example. In the previous session, we saw the example related to score and grade. We see that here, if the score be greater than or equal to 90, then grade would be A, and so on. So in the previous session, we were able to implement that with if and else if, right? Let's write it down once again. Scanner input equals new scanner in order to get input from the user, right? Then in score, we define this variable. We define grade system.out.print please enter test grade. Then score B input dot next int, right? Okay. So if score is greater than or equal to 90, then grade B A. Else if score be greater than or equal to 80, grade B B. Else if score grade B C. Else if score grade B, B, and else grade B, F, right? And finally, system.out.println. Student grade is grade. Well, there is an error, it seems. Okay, here, new scanner. So the test grade, for example, will be 87. So since it's greater than 80, the grade will be B, right? So let's implement this one in with switch. So I will say, okay, I will define a new variable result, right? Be integer. And we'll say result be score divided by 10. Then I will say switch result. If result is 9, then grade B A and break. If result is 8, then grade B B and break. Grade B C, right, and break. If it's 6, grade B D and break. Default grade B F and break. So break will break the switch. Actually, it will makes the execution of code come out of switch, right? So let's run this code. 87. So you see student grade is B. In order to create a selection, we saw that we are able to use if, else if, right, and switch. So there is another operator which is called conditional operator that you can use, and it actually works completely the same as if else. Its format is the same as what we have here: Boolean expression, question mark, true expression, and then we have false expression. So Boolean expression will be evaluated, and if its value is true, then the final result will be true expression. And if the value of Boolean expression is false, then the final result of this operator will be false expression. We have here two examples. For example, for the first one, we have system.out.print x greater than y. So if x is greater than y, then what we have as a result in the output is x is greater than y. But if x doesn't be greater than y, the result in the output is x is less than or equal to y. It actually works exactly the same as if else that we have here. So if x greater than y, system.out.print x is greater than y, else system.out.print x is less than or equal to y. So another example here in the right hand side is it checks the value of x, and if it's less than 0, right, then it will return value equals 10, right? It will initialize the value to be 10. But if x is greater than 0 or equal to 0, then the value will be 20, right? That's exactly the same as if else that we have below. So if x is less than 0, value is 10, else value is 20. So that's good to know that we can write this conditional operator in another way, right? We can write it value equals parentheses x, if x is less than 0, right, then 10, else 20.